Okay, good day everyone. Welcome to project management class. So this is our first module, Introduction to Project Management. So I will be your facilitator in this class. I'm Ms. Diana May A. Peña. I hope that we will have a good class in our first discussion. Okay, so let's proceed. So yeah, let me just ask first, how are you? I hope you're doing fine and I hope you are safe wherever you are. Please take note that this video is in 3 parts. Kindly see the explain and elaborate portion of this module to watch the other videos. Okay, so what is our lesson for today? Our lesson is, of course, Introduction to Project Management. So our objective is for you to be able to define project management, to determine the components, the core components of project management, explain its importance, and finally craft a project concept that you can implement as your major output for this class. So this particular course is actually teaching you the concepts and the theories of project management in the beginning. But towards the middle of midterm, you will be required already to finalize your project management plan. Now, the project management plan will be done in phases. So we will start it from prelim and it will culminate in the midterm. But by end term, you will be expected to implement the project that you have determined, that you have drafted from your project management plan. So it's important that as early as in the first meeting, you already have that concept in mind that you can share to your group mates. We don't have the luxury of time. We don't have the luxury of uh, the technology na pwede lang kamo yung contact anytime. So, mas mayo nga sa subong pa lang, may ara ka na pet project nga pwede mo siya i-share sa imong group mates. So, I also expect that you try to befriend your classmates sa subong pa lang para you can already form your group, okay? And so that in the next meeting, when I require you to submit your group project proposal, may ara ka na grupo. So please, kung late ka man gid, look for a group nga ang members jutay lang. I will identify the number of group members per group later on. But for now, wala lang anay since we don't yet have the class list. Okay. Next. So, in the engage portion of this module, I asked you to recall your most challenging class project. So, the question was, why was it difficult? What made it difficult? What made it challenging? Was it because of the scope of the project? Taman gid ya kadako? Taman gid ya kabudlay? Was it because of the attitude of the team members? Was there a communication problem? Was there a division among the members? Or was it about the budget? Okay, kulang sa budget? Or was it about the due date? Kaya kinanglan isubmit na siya dayon. So what really made it difficult? And if it was challenging or difficult, what could have been done, Tani, to avoid or mitigate those challenges? Okay, do you think na may ara ka mo tanin obra? Okay, do you believe that if you were able to lay down the plan from the beginning and then you follow through that plan, you will be able to carry it out with so much ease? Do you believe in that? So I'm asking you this because I want to know who among you ang jump lang diretso sa isa ka task without any plan at all, and who among you ang consider man na okay, we have to plan it out first before we do a certain task. Your attitude or your perspective on this question, on the last question, will of course also affect on how you do things later in our project management activity or output. So I have to ask you to carry another perspective, and that is to think na tanan dapat obrahon kinanglan ginaplanuhan. Okay, so that's what we're gonna be starting at. Okay, planning. Okay, so I mentioned project several times, but I haven't defined it yet. So what is a project? Okay, are we just talking about class projects? Are we talking about the things that you submit in your course? Of course, we're not just talking about them, projects can be big or it can be small, but whether they're big or whether they're small, we still go back to our principle, which is you need to plan out, even if the project is just a minor one. Okay, a project is a unique, transient endeavor undertaken to achieve planned objectives, which could be defined in terms of outputs, outcomes, or benefits. So a project is a transient endeavor, which means that this activity is temporary. So hindi na siya forever. It has a start date and it has an end date. It is not a continuous process like the business, because the business is there and then it is expected to go as long as ga-earn siya, or as long as the earnings are acceptable and satisfactory, or maybe kung ga-maximize yun ang earnings, mas mayo pagkit. But a project is just a temporary activity. Okay, businesses can have many projects, okay, and not only businesses, the government has many projects. Households or individuals can also have projects. While the efforts to make the project work can be tangible, the planned objective may be intangible or tangible. So, pwede na siya nga tanan mo ginaobra for the project, makita sang tawo, ma-feel sang tawo, pero ang iya nga output, ang iya nga, not output, ang iya nga objective actually may be intangible, hindi makita. Okay? There are projects in which objective is to make a product tangible, a new house, a bridge, or a festival. So these are tangible projects. And maybe the objectives there are also tangible, like the house itself is the objective, or the product itself is also the objective. And then the festival, maybe the festivals, the decorations can be can be part of your objectives. But there are other projects that have objectives, such as building a bigger bus terminal to increase customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction is not tangible, it is intangible, but that's the objective. Another is, there are politicians who want to market themselves, so they create an autobiography video. And that video is tangible, makita siya. But the public image that you build, the better public image that you build from it is intangible. And that is your ultimate goal, your ultimate objective. So again, the efforts to make a project can be tangible, but the objectives can either be tangible or intangible. Okay? Okay. Now, while we are doing projects, we go back to the first question in the engage portion. So, di ba you experience, some of you, we were asked to identify your most challenging project so far in class. And maybe some of you have answered nga amo ni because wala kami kaplano, or because nagsobra mo ng budget, or more expenses, or nagka-problema kami sa communication, wala kami communication. Those things can actually be answered by proper management. And this is where project management comes in. So what is it? It is defined by Project Management Institute as the application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities to meet the project requirements. So, basically, it is the use of what you know, kung ano nabalaan mo, kung anong ara sa imo, nga mga methods, nga mga tools, para makuha mo ang desired outcome of your activity. For example, ang imo nga project is your birthday, or let us say your 18th birthday. Para makuha mo ang imo nga nami nga 18th birthday, okay, dapat mas jutay imo nga problema along the way. Dapat mas efficient ka. So you try to devise a plan, putting together your ideas on the theme, sa bayo mo, the food menu, the guests, the budget, the to-do list, the venue, and many more. So when you're doing that, you're actually doing project management. Okay? Pwede siya nga ang project management mo, do ka hapaw lang, pwede man nga tamaan gidya ka stricto, or tamaan gidya ka id-id. Okay, it's up to you. But the more particular you are with the details, the lesser problems you will have later on, especially if you follow through. Kaya hindi man pwede nga particular ka sa details, but hasta ka lang yan sa plano, and you are not monitoring the progress. You also have to monitor the progress every now and then. So doing a project is not simply jumping on the tasks. Okay? So, hindi siya pwede nga tagaan ka mo sa projects ng inyong teacher or maybe sa inyong boss later on, and then you just simply do it without any plan at all. So, you have to do it. You have to start from the initiation up to the closing portion. So, when you do project management, you prepare for it from the beginning. There is a plan, and you monitor the activities to ensure that they go within the plan, within the budget, and desired time frame. Because if there is no plan and you don't monitor, it could be nga magsubra ka sa budget mo or masubra ka sa deadline mo. So that's really what's going to happen if wala kaya plano, right? So in other words, project management is the process of getting a project completed from start to finish. So I expect you in my class that when you do your own project, you will journey with me, or I will journey with you from the beginning up to the closing part of your project. Okay.
Now, when do you do project management? Do you only apply it when you have parties or concerts or seminars? The answer is, of course, no. Even if you have smaller projects, you still have to consider, or you still have to plan out. You still have to monitor your resources and make sure that you are following through. Because, again, you want to reduce or mitigate the risk as much as possible, the risk of failing. When you say you're having a project, it's not as simple as buying something from a store. It usually involves a series of steps, and in those steps, mistakes can happen. So what do you do in order to reduce mistakes? You have to plan out. Okay, you have to manage it well. So that's project management. Project management is also defined as the application of processes, methods, skills, knowledge, and experience to achieve specific project objectives according to the project acceptance criteria within the agreed parameters. So it's basically using what you know, using your knowledge, your skills in order to achieve what you want, to get the goals of the project. But for you to do that, you have to have a set of criteria. Now, how do you know that your project is in the right track? How do you know that you're doing what is going to make your project successful? So you have this project acceptance criteria, which will serve as your star. It will guide you to the right direction. Let's learn more about project management through this video.
Everywhere you look, projects are underway. Whether you're recruiting a new member of staff or constructing the world's tallest building, every project needs a manager to ensure its success. Someone with their eye on every detail at every stage, from inception to completion. Put simply, project management is about getting things done. It's about knowing exactly what you want to achieve, how you're going to achieve it, and how long it will take. It's about ensuring that everyone involved shares and understands those aims before the first steps are taken, and that they continue to as the end of the project, whatever it is, draws closer. Because successful projects don't just happen. They're not just a long list of jobs to be done. They're a masterpiece of planning, management, organization and communication, a carefully choreographed sequence of events where progress is smooth and steady. One step leads seamlessly to the next, and every possible hitch has been considered and counted. A successful project needs people with the right skills and knowledge at its heart. Working together, a well-managed, motivated team with clear roles, responsibilities and reporting lines will carry a project to its conclusion without compromising on time, cost or quality. Project management is a wonderful thing, but it's easy to forget how the world might look without it. Because at its best, project management is virtually invisible. It's the absence of problems and the prevention of failure. But behind every successful project, whether it's changing the way a company works or the organization of an important event, there's an unsung hero, the project manager, who kept everything and everyone on track to ensure the delivery of the desired result. At APM, we support project managers in all the amazing work they do every day. If you'd like to know more about project management, visit us at apm.org.uk/whatispm.
Now that you know know what project management is, we can now talk about the triple management constraint in the next video.